Well, any comparison to Muhammad Ali, I'm always honored. You know, people think I add W to my name because I feel like, oh, I want to stand out from all the boxers. And no, I add W because to me, in my heart, Muhammad Ali will always be the number one boxer to me. He stood for a lot. He was a trailblazer man. He stood up for civil rights. He stopped guys from committing suicide. Like there's only one GOAT in my eyes. And I add W because I am happy to come second after him. And everybody else will come underneath and Muhammad Ali and everybody else. But just like it's Muhammad Ali, Claressa Shields, and then all the other boxers in the world.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, I feel you. So, when you say that, you know, he stood for so much other things, he did a lot of, you know, humanitarian work. But you're doing some as well. You know, you fight for women's rights and equal pay.
Yes.
So where are you going with that? Like, what brought you to do that?
Well, you know, when I was brought up in a gym where it was full of boys and I was the only girl in the gym, so I never got treated different because I was a girl in the gym. My boxing coach wanted to do everything that the guys did, so I ran, I boxed with them, I did the push-ups, I did the crunches, everything that they did, I did. So I didn't grow up in an environment where women's boxing was looked at as different than men's boxing. Now, as I got older, you know, in my teenage years, probably like 17, 18, then I started seeing people start making the comparisons of women and, you know, men's boxing and seeing all these different type of rules, seeing how they kind of, you know, kind of judge us a little bit. And I was really confused because, well, for me, I had never been looked at as different. It was, to me, boxing has no gender. So to go to the Olympics the first time, did you guys watch the Fire on Side?
Man, phenomenal.
So I'm not alone. Great. So if you watch the Fire on Side, I won the Olympics at age 17, and then when I got from the Olympics, I thought my whole life would change. I would get millions of dollars and magazine covers and all this stuff, and I got nothing. Okay, it wasn't what I was looking forward to. But that's when I realized that women's boxing was looked at different than men's boxing. I didn't get any endorsements, any sponsorships. I guess they were saying that, you know, I was too rough to represent certain brands, to represent all the brands because they didn't see women's boxing as being a sport that where you could represent somebody's brand and people actually buy their brand or whatever the case may be. So with that, I seen it was a bigger fight that I had to fight for. So I went back to the Olympics again. Now I got some endorsements, some sponsorships and all that type of stuff. But it was, I had to do double the work of a man because a man wants a gold medal here in America. I mean, we know what happens. They get $1 million to turn pro, they get big contracts and stuff like that. And that didn't happen. So I went pro with 2 Olympic gold medals and still didn't get the $1 million payday to turn pro. My first pro fight was for $50K. Now, if I was a man that had 2 Olympic gold medals, it would be a lot more. So I knew the fight that I was getting into. Now, turning pro, my uncle is here, Andre the Rev. He's also Olympic bronze medalist from Michigan. And world champion also. Give it up. But my uncle was telling me, you know, he actually fought on the undercard of Layla Ali before, and he was telling me that, he was telling me that, hey, it's not a lot of opportunities for women boxers in the professionals. You may not ever get to fight on TV, you may not ever make $1 million. Like, he knew that that's what I aspired to do, but he was telling me early on, like, Grace, I don't think it's possible because it never happened, right? And I was telling him, like, look, we're just gonna pray, we're just gonna turn pro, and we're gonna make the best out of it. Thank God I was able to make the best out of it, but we didn't know what was gonna happen turning pro, but we knew there was zero blueprint.
Right.
It was zero blueprint. So now that I'm in the professionals and having to fight the pros, like, it was a lot that I had to stand up for and fight for to where now where I do make minimum payments now, where I do get the big checks, but it was a lot of work that had to be done to where we still working to get women's boxing equal pay, but at least now it's a few of us who can make $1 million more now.
Okay, now, you said make equal pay. With that being said, do you think you guys should be fighting 3-minute rounds?
So that's the thing. We didn't create that rule to fight 2-minute rounds. That rule was implemented on us. We didn't create that. The WBC and all the boxing organizations created that years ago off of some testing that nobody had ever seen. They tested whatever women that they say and said that, oh, women have weaker necks than men. Duh. I mean, that's pretty clear. You guys have bigger bones and bone density and grow faster, all that stuff. So men are naturally stronger than women, so I don't know. But the thing is, you're fighting against women. So rather we're fighting 2 minutes or 3 minutes, it shouldn't matter. So we have been fighting to try to get the 3-minute rounds, but this is the problem. World championship fights right now for women are 10 rounds for 2 minutes. If we all do our math right, that's 20 minutes of fighting. You add the minute rest, that's 30 minutes, right? Did I do that right? Yeah, I did. So now you have the men that fight 12 3-minute rounds. That's actually 36 minutes. So to go from, it's like, so do we go from, I did the math wrong, 20. I did the math wrong. We fight 10 2-minute rounds, that's 20 minutes. The men fight 12 3-minute rounds, which is 36 minutes. That's a 16-minute difference. We can't just go from fighting 20 minutes to fighting 36.
Why?
It has to be some common ground. One, you guys have had all this time, you guys fight 3 minutes in the amateurs, then you guys fight 3 minutes for all your pro fights from your 6, 8, 10, 12 rounds. We just can't go from fighting 2 minutes to now all of a sudden our body is just supposed to be ready to fight 3-minute rounds. And then go from fighting just a 20-minute fight to now it's a 36-minute fight.
Well, how many minutes do you train when you spar, and how many minutes do you do per round?
Well, we both know that sparring fighting is different. So for me, what I was saying was we should start having all the world championship fights be at 10 3-minute rounds. 30, because now we're closer to the 36.
Got you.
Just to get us closer to that. Then after you do that for a couple of years and the girls get used to it, because that's what it's all about. It's about safety. As long as we can get to that, now we can condition our body for 2 more rounds, and now we can fight 36 minutes just like the men. But to just go from fight, it's a lot of women, like I can fight 3-minute rounds, the men's round can fight 3-minute rounds, but it's not many women who have conditioned their body over the years to do that. So it has to be a process to get there. You can't just go from, oh, I'm fighting 20 minutes to now I'm fighting 36.
Well, I really was just asking that because you were talking about equal pay. I really like y'all fighting 2-minute rounds because women fight like they go in from ding to dong.
I have heard that the men should start fighting 2-minute rounds, but some of their fights be a little boring.
Talk about it. Come on now.
I'm just saying that the women just go in. I would give it up to the women. They go in from ding to dong.
The men can, they can learn things too.
Speak on it.
They need to spice it up.
If these men go out here and some of these fights, y'all know who the winner is after they get done. Y'all be talking about everybody getting robbed. Everybody be getting playing the old fire this judge, fire that judge. And women's boxing, listen, you see who wins the fight and you see who lose. You like that was exciting.
But it happens sometimes in women's fights too.
That's boring?
No, that you was like, how that person win?
Oh, I mean, it still be exciting, but they have to go. You're right, I agree.
You're right. Okay, so, well, I had another question. What I hear about you wanting to fight a man, is that
These
real?
guys are so sensitive, it makes no sense.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Speak on it.
First of all, I grew up in a gym, like I said, where I grew up sparring against the guys, the men. Since the age of 15, 14, I was sparring against grown men. So I don't look at men and women's boxing as two different things. It's the sport of boxing.
But you just said, we both know sparring is different.
Yeah, sparring is different when you're not born in Flint, Michigan. You're the only girl.
Speak on it. Come on now.
That's all I have to say about that. One,
Oh, God.
in front of y'all fools. So I was in a gym in Flint, Michigan, where I was the best boxer in my gym, and all my little boxing bros, they had a vendetta against her. They was like, yo, she kicked my butt yesterday, and next time we spar, I'm about to take her head off. So, listen, I would go home some days, I wouldn't be able to chew for 3 days, because the dude hit me with a hook. I used to go to school with a black eye, I had busted lips. Now listen, I did my dirt too now. I did my dirt too. I don't seen guys, I done broke some ribs and busted some noses and stuff like that too. But I was the only girl in the gym, and they didn't know any other way but to, they're fighting just like me. So sparring is sparring, but I think growing up in Flint, Michigan, nobody gave a dang that I was a girl. And that's why now I don't look at it as that. But you said, do I want to fight men? It's not that. People keep getting a story with me and what's that man's name? I thought he retired. Yeah, people keep getting that story mixed up. First of all, let me just be clear. I've actually sparred with Earl Spence, and I've sparred with Shakur Stevenson. And I sparred with my uncle Andre Darrell and Anthony Darrell. I've been the type of man to spar with guys, but I can name a lot of other guys too. But to say that I asked Sean Porter would he spar against me, Keith Thurman would he spar against me, Golovkin would he spar against me, Terrence Crawford, even Floyd Mayweather. It's an ask. It's not a thing of wanting to challenge men, it's a thing of wanting to learn from them because they're so great at what they do. I don't think that Keith Thurman is great, but I would like to show that I have better skills than them. It's not about knockout power or if they can knock me out or if I can knock them out. I wanted to get in and showcase my skills in sparring to show them that women's boxers do have skills. All of us don't just run forward throwing punches.
Yeah.
Now, before I open it up for questions, I just gotta say one thing, okay? After watching the movie, I really have to just give it up to you because prior to watching the movie, I never thought you were the greatest of all time. Okay. After watching the movie, I give it up to you because I see everything that you went through, and like you're the only Olympian from America that ever win twice. Yeah. Just all the things that you've done, all of your accomplishments, you know, that makes you the greatest in my eyes.
So who you the greatest one?
That's my question. Right. That's my question.
I'm asking a question. You got
Hey.
Lay loud. And listen.
He a little biased too.
But no, I'm not biased because let me tell you why. We were married for 5 years. We had
That's not being biased.
No. No. We had a divorce.
Yeah.
When you have a divorce, it's all.
Yeah, I got you. The gloves are off. I got you.
Yeah, so no. But I just felt that way about her.
Yeah.
You know.
I got you.
We don't talk or nothing, so.
No, I'm saying like you was able to actually beat her at her fights and kind of be a part of her company. That's when like he a little biased. Like if he came and watched me in person and actually see me like fight for real, he'd be like, oh, that's different right there. But I get it. You have to see the wild picture.
But I give it up to you because you've done so much for the sport of boxing, especially for women's boxing. So
Thank you so much.
I give it up. Y'all give it up for her.
Yeah.
Questions? Does anybody want to start?
I will.
Okay, good, everybody. So just say your name and then if you're with a specific outlet. And we're going to do one question each, okay? We don't have much time.
The DJ?
How you doing? Thomas Hilliard with the Mohawk Boxing Club. And currently, I just had to ask you, if you had to pick a specific fight, like whichever one it was, which fight would you say that you are, that's like your most favorite or it showcases like what you can really do? Who would you say it is?
In all my fights that I did?
Who's the one fight, like if I had to go back and go watch it right now, I'd be like, this is Claressa Shields. Which fight do you think?
I think that fight will be either against Savannah Marshall or against Ivana Hopkins when I fought for the Undisputed at 154. I think those fights showcase a lot of what I can do, and those girls were, to me, highly skilled. A lot of my boxing matches, they have said these girls were supposed to be like the women that were hard to beat, whatever, and I made them look pretty amateur, but Ivana actually has some good skills on her, and we all know Hammer had a lot of power, and size. So I would say those 2 fights. Years of MMA.
Hey! Girl, I love you and I'm proud of everything that you're doing. I'm glad I got to be here today, so thanks for even allowing us to show up for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. My question is, I know you were rapping and
Yeah!
I put my foot up in your ass, how both ways.
Yeah!
Yeah, you got to see it. So my question is, I mean, would you like to collab, or is that something I can do, or you
Yeah.
maybe play some of my music while you spy, or anything that I'm open to that, like, my music can help and you can help me?
Yeah, listen, I am willing to help all like black entrepreneurs, you know, try to get that little blow up on it, you know, and everything. I haven't done any like features or anything yet, because I mean, like, I'm kind of new to rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just talk a little
Yeah.
stuff and put it on beat.
Yeah!
But yeah, I'm listening to some of your stuff today before I leave.
Yes.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, I did.
Okay.
Hello, how you doing? I'm Johnny with JL Media. I have a quick question. Claressa, your new documentary has brought even more attention to your incredible journey, both in and out of the ring. What was the most challenging part of sharing such personal moments with your audience, and what do you hope your viewers take away from it?
The hardest part for me to share with the world actually was just my upbringing. You know, a lot of people don't know where I come from and how I was brought up and the things I had to go through. And you know, sadly, I didn't want people to know, and I didn't want to relive it either.
Wow.
You know, because it was so hard to make it through there. So I felt like sharing that with them when we chose to do the biopic. I told them, I'm like, look, I want to be 100% truthful, and I want my real story to be out there. I don't want to fabricate a biopic. I want the real story out there. So yeah, you guys can. I had already told them, but they're like, look, you can take out whatever you want to take out. You can make out whatever you want to make out. I said, no, just leave it as the truth.
Absolutely.
So people can understand that it's not about where you come from. It's about how hard you work. You know, so that was the hardest part. And then you asked me what I want people to take away from the movie. Just never give up. Honestly, like even when you think things are about to get good, or you think this is the last step, and you've done everything you've done, and you've accomplished it, and then, I mean, for me, I won an Olympic gold medal, and I didn't get anything. You know, I got my Olympic gold medal, and I got a parade at home, and then I went back to the same old house. I had to go back to school. I didn't get any endorsements, any sponsorships. Every single day for 2 years, 3 years, I just kept hearing, oh, your gold medal isn't special. You're not special. The world don't realize how great you are. You did all that hard work for nothing. Like, I heard that for 3 years straight. And it's not like I was grown. I was 17. So 17, 18, 19, 20, that's all I heard, you know. And I just remember telling myself, like, the gold medal was enough for me. It made me internally happy. So now as I just look forward, I said, no, we're going to tackle another goal, and hopefully after I win again, something happens, you know. But it was hard to do, but I remember, like, the fact that if I would have gave up, I wouldn't be here right now. You guys know I'm fight Sunday for the
Big GWOAT!
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good afternoon. My